It is the 9th of February. This is Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Okay, good morning again. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshivat Sama. Now, here in Yerushalayim. Here, Zoom. We're now learning our second shir, Hilchos Mishna Berura, Hilchos Purim. We're currently in Siman Tov Reish Pei Chet, right? Tov Reish Pei Chet. We started it yesterday. We'll review the Mechaber, and we'll continue on in the Mishna Berura. Mayor, would you like to begin reading for us?
Okay, let's see. So this is, am I in the right place? Taf Reish Pei Chet, right?
Right.
We're starting Aleph again?
Yeah, we're going to review the Mechaber and a bit of Ramah, and then we'll pick up with Sifkat and Base in the Mishna Berura. Yeah.
Oh, so go back to Aleph then?
Yes, go back to Aleph.
Okay, so it says, Karachim hamukafim choma miyamot Yoshua bin Nun afilu einan mikufin akshav. So let's see, Karachim are villages, right?
Well, Krach is bigger than a village. It's usually, I would say, like towns.
Oh, a town, okay. Hamukafim, is that have walls around it?
Right, they're walled, correct.
Okay. And from the days of Yehoshua, even if they don't have it now.
Right.
Okay. Korim b'Tetvav. So they read the Megillah on Tetvav. Afilu imheim b'chutza la'aretz. Afilu ein bahem asara batlanim. So, okay. Even if they are outside of Eretz Yisrael, okay, and even if they don't have 10 people,
10 no, special people, 10 batlanim, 10 people who are as the parish is batlanim mimalakam, that they're free from work, and their job is to be taking care of the public needs.
oh, okay. So they're learning Torah all day then?
Yeah, except if there are other things that they have to take care of,
Right.
for the public, right? Exactly.
Wow. Okay. Okay, continues. But who shehu kaf yachar kach yashav o sheyashav techila al da'at lahakifo achar kach. And he who shehu kaf, not sure.
So it's going to be that where were you? What word are you stuck on, man?
Vehu shehu kaf.
Right, hukaf, from the same word as mukafim. Mukafim is they're walled. So hukaf, that it was a city that was hukaf. It was first walled, and then it was settled.
Oh, okay. Oh, sheyashav techila aldat lahakifo achar kach, or it was first settled and then afterwards put up the walls. Lafu ke kishet noda Sheyashav techila al da'at shelo lahakifo. Okay. Fouquet is just the opposite.
Right, this is the
Fouquet.
opposite, that they were Yosh, if they were Yoshev Techila, al
They were
das
settled
Shukov
first.
Achita. Does that mean if they, the other cases, they could have been settled first, but it was on the intention that they eventually would be walled afterwards. Fouquet, this is to exclude from a case, Shinoda Shiyushav Techila, it's excluding a case that it was known that it was settled first. Al das shaloha kifu, on the condition that it was not going to be walled.
Well, oh, okay. Okay, so in the small print, aval mistama hukfa uvisof yashva. That's the Ron.
It's in general, meaning the general assumption is, even so you don't know the history of this town, but mistama hukaf, and in the end it was settled, and that's the general assumption. In general, you can assume that any place that has a wall now, you can assume, even if you don't know historically, but you can assume that it was eventually first walled and then it was settled.
What's Mistama?
Stama is in general.
Okay. Go to bed now.
Let's see the Mr. Brewer.
Oh, okay, an Aleph.
Well, we did Aleph yesterday, so let's do Sif cut and paste in the Mishnah now. If you amen, even if they don't have 10 but Lani.
Okay, afilu ein bahem. Okay, yasara bat lanim. Okay, the yesh meharishonim shechokim al zeh usvira lehu uvir vichrach hamukaf choma. So let's see what, and they're from the early days, Harishonim.
This is referring to the days, the opinions of the Rishonim.
Oh, okay, the opinions of the Rishonim.
Yeah, right. Yesh min Rishonim shechokim are there. There are those of the Rishonim, early authorities, Rishonim are the earlier authorities, choiklim al zeh, that argue on this.
Oh, Hokim. Okay, argue on this. Svira. Okay. What lahu de vikrach hamukaf choma. So about the I keep calling them villages, but the towns that are surrounded by walls. Okay. Imein ba'ata asara batlanim korim ba b'yudalid. And if in them now there aren't 10 of these people that study all day, they read it, Megillah, on Yudalid, on the 14th. Uviyad Ephraim, Mitzaded, Yesh Lechosh Leshitatam, Likrot Gam B'Yudalid. Is that Viyad Ephraim of Sefer? Or?
Yes, that's safer, exactly.
Okay, Mitzaded. Yesh Lechosh.
Yesh Lechosh, meaning since you have a dispute in the Rishonim, the early authorities about this, that's related to krach of koima, that in a krach, now you have these towns that that are walled. They don't have 10 people learning right now. There are opinions that in that case, even though it's walled, but if they don't have 10 batlanim, they read on Yud Dalet. B'Yad Ephraim, it started Yesh Lochush L'Tishatam L'Krosh Sham Gambi Yud Dalet, and the Yad Ephraim is also harsh. He's considering their opinions that it should be read also on your Dalet. So in a case where you have a walled city, but there's no 10 people learning there, you'd have to read on both days.
On both days.
I missed the word mitzaded.
It's a day he's considering the yesh lochus l'tisam. There's mitzad. He's considering that there is to be concerned for their opinions.
Okay. Now I lost my place. Let's see.
Let's see. So we should be at this point in the Sifkat and Gimel.
Oh, Gimel. Okay. The Oskim b'torchei tzibor, those who are busy with the needs of the community.
Right.
Okay. Perush b'Veit HaKnesset ita b'chedya b'Gemara v'ayin sham b'Perush Rashi. Okay, so the explanation of in the Beit Knesset, what is explained in the Gemara?
Right. I mean, they're Isaac. What does it mean that they're Isaac and Sarkitzi? With Parish Beit Knesset, they're busy with the needs of the public that need to be taken care of in the Beit Knesset. Not that they're going out and painting stop signs and things like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, Barry. No painting stop signs, right?
Right, they're not, they're in the base measures all day. Is that the idea?
That's right.
They're not a town council or like that kind of thing.
No.
Taking care of the community.
Nothing
This is a
like that.
kollel. This is a kollel.
Basically, right. Parish Beit Knesset, Kain Isa Behedyu B'Gemora. That's what it means. The Gemora says it specifically. Ayin Sham. Parish Rashi. Look at Rashi. So now Mr. Bruce is going to quote Parish Rashi.
I'm a little bit confused. The word oskim, b'tzarchei tzibor,
Right.
that seems to me to imply that they are a town council.
No.
The needs of the community, how is sitting and learning attending to the needs of the community?
Because the community gets a schus, right?
Well, that besides the schus, but there's no greater need than people should be learning.
Right.
There's no greater need. The fact that the city council is sitting today and voting who's going to be the chief dog catcher for the next 12 months, that's very little concern to the people based in Shomaila, right? But the fact that there must be learning taking place says that there's an Orach Chaim in this week's parsha that Moshe Rabbeinu is he brings a Zohar. A Zohar says that the schus of the Geula, right? That the Zohar says that there are 4 Golosim exiles that Klal Yisrael went through, right? And we're in the 4th one, right? And each one of the Golosim are going to be uh, redeemed in the schus of Avram Avinu, Yitzchak Avinu, Yaakov Avinu, right? So, for example, our Golus Mitzrayim was in the schus of Avram Avinu. Our Golus from Babel is in the schus of Yitzchak Avinu, and then the schus of our Golus in Yavan is in the schus of Yaakov Avinu, and the schus of our redemption from the Golus of Edom is in the schus of Moshe Rabbeinu, right? And it says this Arik and Golus, and so the Or Chaim says, why is this Golus of ours lasting so long? It's been almost 2,000 years. Isn't that a pretty long time, Barry?
I don't want to complain, but it is a little long.
A little bit long, right?
I don't want to be a complainer, you know what I mean? But
so the Or Chaim says, right, that why is it so long? She'ein oskim b'Torah, because we're not learning Torah and mitzvahs, and we're not doing mitzvahs, and since we're not involved with learning Torah and doing mitzvahs, ein Moshe chavetz l'golam im batlanim min Torah. Moshe Rabbeinu is not interested in redeeming us if we're mevatling from Torah. That's right.
I mean, we're not doing enough. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of learning going on in the world.
Now it's Baruch Hashem, but because it's getting closer to the time we've got to get ourselves out of this Golus after all. So sooner or later we got to get ourselves out of this Golus. We can't stay in this mud hole forever, Barry, can we?
That's right. But we got to get the people who are not learning.
So that's a big job. You're right. That's a big job. The Tzorchi Rabim, there's no greater Tzorchi Rabim than people learning. The Gemara in Sanhedrin says, who's an Apikoros? The Gemara brings many different opinions who's an Apikoros, but the Gemara's final conclusion is that anyone says, Ma honestly, what do I gain from those people learning Torah? If they have an attitude that they're not gaining anything from people learning Torah, that's an apikoros. That's a full-fledged heretic. So that's a pretty bad situation to be in if you don't have people learning. So that's the type of people we need. We need people who are sitting and learning and doing the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, understanding the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and teaching other people to understand the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what it's all about. And,
I want to tell a very fast story about learning. This community, Adam, was founded by the government for the Chilonim, whatever you call it, for the non-religious Jews. So they gave them very good housing, but cheap, cheap price. Right. It was a mitzvah, and because the government was interested in populating Yehuda Shomron.
Right.
And after a generation or two, they decided to open it up to the Frum community. So they built houses and continuing the development, they built more houses. And when the Frum people moved in, when the houses were done and they moved in, on each front door was a letter, and it said, don't think that you're going to get us to learn Torah when you come here. We're not interested. Yeah, and Mamish, yeah, they told me the original Frum settlers in Adam said they had a letter on the door Like, don't think you're going to teach us Torah. We're not interested. Just back off. So it's it's like, and that's the starting point.
Right.
That's where we're starting here.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's why Mashiach has to come.
that's right. Well, you gotta get people. The Gemara says if everyone be learning, Torah, then our Golos would end right away.
Right.
Would end right away. Wouldn't last another minute. So so
Wow.
you can just see how strong the Yetzer Hara is, because he knows when that happens, his job's over, right? And if he had to work, maybe on the unemployment line. So yeah, so that's Tzorki Rabin, right? That's the biggest Tzorki Rabin we got there, right over there. Sure. Okay. We have a few minutes more. Let's continue on. So again, Parish Ride, look at this, Sifkat and Gimel. Go ahead there and Sifkat and Gimel, man.
What, Kafarim?
Oskim?
Oskim, but
Oh, Voskim B'tzorchet Tzibor, Perush B'Beit Knesset. Okay, so it's the people who are busy with the needs of the community or in the shuls. Kain itam b'chedia b'gemora, v'ayin sham b'perush Rashi dehainu shehem kivuin tamid lahashkim o lahariv b'veit hakinesel palel. So that what, according to Rashi, they're kivuim fixed there always.
right, that's
At
right.
morning and evening in the shul to daven.
That's right.
Okay, but I am beperush hamishna le haram ulvaharan. So that's explained in a Mishnah by
So
the
this-
Ram and
this-
the Ran.
Right, that's explained on the Mishnah, right? That's the Maimonides, that's the Rambam. That's the Parish Mishnah of the Rambam, and in the Ran.
Oh, Haram is the Rambam. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Very
Let's see. Okay, I think we'll have to stop here because the next one is a little bit detailed, and we'll get to that tomorrow. Mr. Shem.
Okay, so that will be Dalit. Very good.
Okay, very
Great.
good. Everyone
right.
have a
Okay.
very nice
Everybody
day.
have a
Mr.
good day.
Shem.
You have a good day too, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Thank
Hope
you,
to see you all
Rabbi.
tomorrow. Okay, everyone be well. All right, thank you.
Okay.